Hey there, champs! Welcome to Pro Wrestle Insider, your WWE update station. Hit that bell, and let's step into the ring. Tonight's SmackDown presented a moment of chilling intensity as Solo Sikoa emerged from the shadows to deliver a promo that felt more like a psychological strike than a traditional wrestling speech. Unlike the usual posturing or bravado, his words carried weight, painting a picture of fear, family, and control. Sikoa tone, choice of metaphors, and subtle theatrics suggested a deeper plan at work, hinting at changes within his character and possibly within the WWE landscape itself. This wasn't just entertainment, it was strategy, a calculated move to challenge his opponents mentally and emotionally while keeping fans on edge. What unfolded sets the stage for a darker, more complex storyline that could redefine Solo Sikoa's role moving forward. The shadow emerges. After SmackDown went off the air, Solo Sikoa was captured alone in a dimly lit back room, immediately establishing a sense of secrecy and anticipation. Unlike promos delivered in front of crowds, this setting reinforced the feeling of intimacy and menace. Solo's isolation allowed him to speak directly to the audience and his opponents, heightening the psychological impact. His presence in the shadows suggested that his approach to conflict goes beyond physical combat. He seeks to unsettle and dominate mentally. By choosing this environment, WWE emphasized that Sikoa's strategy is deliberate, calculated, and different from typical in-ring promos. This moment showcased the evolution of his character, highlighting a persona that thrives on control, subtle intimidation, and the ability to command attention without relying on spectacle alone. Addressing Uncle Howdy Solo begins by speaking directly to Uncle Howdy, immediately challenging the assumed control and confidence of his rival. By undermining Howdy's sense of authority, Sikoa establishes psychological dominance before any physical confrontation occurs. He questions the foundation of Howdy's power, particularly the emphasis on family, suggesting that despite the appearances, true unity doesn't exist. This tactic is both personal and strategic, positioning Solo as someone who understands the vulnerabilities in his opponent's psyche. His words make clear that he isn't merely reacting to threats. He's anticipating weaknesses and exploiting them. This confrontation sets the stage for a deeper narrative about loyalty, fear, and the consequences of illusionary power structures within WWE storylines. The masked men called out Sikoa doesn't stop at questioning Uncle Howdy's control. He targets the masked figures accompanying him, labeling them cowards hiding behind their identities. This is a strategic move to destabilize the unity of Howdy's group, drawing attention to their potential insecurities and reliance on anonymity. By calling them out publicly, Solo diminishes their perceived strength and undermines their psychological edge. This kind of verbal attack creates doubt and tension within the faction while portraying Solo as both fearless and observant. Fans are left wondering how the group will respond and whether the masked men will rise to defend themselves or fracture under scrutiny. This moment illustrates how promos can serve as subtle weapons, weakening opponents mentally before physical battles even begin. Solo's own family. In a compelling twist, Solo pivots the narrative to highlight his own sense of family and unity, suggesting that he has cultivated a group defined by trust and courage. Unlike Howdy's team, which he portrayed as fractured and reliant on masks, Solo's family thrives on confronting fear rather than hiding from it. This reframing reinforces his strength, not just as a competitor, but as a leader, someone capable of inspiring loyalty and cohesion. By contrasting his unit with his opponents, Solo positions himself as a figure of authority and vision, capable of commanding both respect and fear. This section underscores the theme of family, loyalty, and strategy, showing that Sikoa's approach combines emotional intelligence with psychological insight, making him a formidable presence both inside and outside the ring. Metaphorical imagery. Solo's promo is rich with symbolic imagery, including the metaphor of fading fireflies and the enduring lantern. The fading fireflies suggest lost hope or the disappearance of followers, while the lantern implies guidance, resilience, or even the potential for controlled destruction. This metaphorical language elevates his character, transforming him from a physical threat into a symbolically rich figure with layers of intention and meaning. Fans are encouraged to interpret these symbols, creating intrigue and fostering speculation about his motives. By blending visual and verbal storytelling, Solo crafts a narrative that resonates beyond the immediacy of wrestling matches, signaling a deeper, more cerebral approach to character development that engages both logic and emotion. The whistle, song, and laugh. The subtle inclusion of the whistle, song, and laugh demonstrates Solo's understanding of theatrical psychology. These auditory cues aren't merely for show, they are designed to unnerve opponents and signal his unpredictability. Each sound carries a layered message: confidence, menace, and control over the environment. WWE uses these techniques to build tension, emphasizing that Solo Sikoa operates on multiple levels, attacking both body and mind. Fans experience an unsettling mix of curiosity and apprehension, enhancing the drama. This attention to detail reveals the artistry behind wrestling promos, showing that strategic use of sound, timing, and tone can amplify character depth and create memorable, psychologically charged moments that linger long after the segment ends. Implications for WWE storylines. Solo Sikoa promo raises significant questions about the direction of WWE storylines. Could this hint at a new faction, a reshaped rivalry, or a darker turn in his character arc? By blending personal confrontation with symbolic gestures, Solo positions himself as a pivotal figure capable of influencing broader narratives. The promo suggests that fear, strategy, and psychological manipulation could become central elements in his story, altering the landscape of SmackDown. WWE appears to be exploring character evolution that relies less on straightforward in-ring dominance and more on layered storytelling, mental warfare, and faction dynamics. This segment opens the door for multiple narrative possibilities, keeping fans invested and speculating about future matches and alliances. Potential faction formation. Sikoa's emphasis on family, unity, and courage hints at the possibility of forming a new faction. By contrasting his group with Howdy's masked followers, he signals that loyalty and fearlessness will define his unit. This approach not only strengthens his character, but also provides creative opportunities for storytelling, faction rivalries, and complex in-ring dynamics. WWE thrives on layered alliances, and a faction led by Solo could reshape power structures on SmackDown, creating new conflicts and heightening tension. Fans are left anticipating who might join him, how they will challenge existing hierarchies, and what strategies Solo will employ to assert dominance, making this promo a critical setup for long-term narrative development. Psychological warfare as strategy. Solo Sikoa demonstrates that promos can be as impactful as physical matches. By undermining opponents' confidence, calling out perceived weaknesses, and using symbolism, he establishes psychological superiority. WWE's storytelling here highlights that wrestling is as much about mental acumen as athletic skill. Sikoa promo serves as a blueprint for character development focused on intellect, strategy, and manipulation. This approach engages audiences differently, encouraging them to analyze motives, allegiances, and potential outcomes. By combining emotional resonance, psychological tactics, and symbolic storytelling, Solo elevates the promo into a form of strategic warfare, reinforcing his role as a compelling, multidimensional figure within WWE. Setting the stage for darkness. The cumulative effect of Solo's words, imagery, and tone creates a sense of foreboding, suggesting that his storyline will take a darker turn. Fear becomes a tool, strategy becomes a weapon, and alliances become central to future conflicts. WWE's creative approach positions Sikoa as both a leader and a psychological manipulator, capable of shifting dynamics and controlling narrative momentum. Fans are primed for escalating tension as the promo teases both immediate confrontations and long-term story arcs. By blending mystique, menace, and strategic messaging, WWE ensures that Solo Sikoa presence resonates deeply, making him a central figure whose actions will shape the unfolding drama on SmackDown. Conclusion. Solo's new chapter. Solo Sikoa promo represents more than words. It's a strategic blueprint, a psychological strike, and a narrative pivot. By challenging Uncle Howdy, undermining the masked men, and highlighting his own unit, he positions himself as a leader and a manipulator capable of controlling both fear and loyalty. The imagery, sound effects, and tone elevate the promo into a multi-dimensional storytelling tool. WWE fans are left anticipating how his vision will manifest in-ring, who will join him, and how the dynamics on SmackDown will shift. This segment signals the start of a darker, more complex chapter for Solo Sikoa, emphasizing strategy, control, and psychological dominance over mere brute strength, promising intrigue, suspense, and dramatic evolution for the weeks to come.